Hey Wild Ones, I'm Lucy and this is Pussy Powered. In today's video, we're going a little more on the taboo side and I'm going to share with you 5 unusual ways that you can use your menstrual blood. Periods remain a cultural taboo across the world. According to menstrual empowerment leader Deanna Lum, menstrual empowerment is the last uncovered frontier in personal growth and spirituality today. And when I first read that, it really resonated with me. While disgust at menstruation may be a cultural widespread phenomenon, it's definitely not a universal one, and more women are becoming womb empowered. Culturally, we may be more rational and scientific about menstruation, but we are still held hostage by taboos that tell us periods are gross. But periods are fucking powerful, symbolically and literally. You see, period blood is a highly dynamic and powerful substance that carries the energy of your entire cycle. Your period is a symbol of both life generation and death. Now real quick, I want to point out that everyone, not just menstruating human beings, benefit from connecting with the moon cycles and the earth, whether they bleed or not. And also, not all menstruating humans are women and not all women have periods. Alright, back to it. Period blood is really interesting. Period blood has stem cells that proliferate even faster than umbilical cord stem cells. Probably heard of saving stem cells from umbilical cords, right? And these menstrual blood stem cells can be persuaded to transform into all kinds of different cells, like fat, muscle, bones, and nerves. Once you get past the ick factor, there is so much that you can do with your period blood. But the most important thing is that you do not waste it. One more quick note before we dive in. If you have any vaginal ailments like an infection, vaginosis, STDs, it's best not to use your period blood at this time in these ways. Otherwise, here are a few interesting uses for your menstrual blood. 1. As plant food. As I mentioned in a previous video about how to make your period more exciting, menstrual blood contains high nitrogen and protein composition, which is just what our plants need to grow strong. If you use a menstrual cup, this is the easiest way to collect your blood without any other substances or things in your blood. And for this, you can dilute a full menstrual cup's worth of blood into a large container of water and either water the plants in your house or the bushes outside, any plant that you would water anyway. And for struggling plants, you can put a few drops of blood directly into the soil and then water it as normal. And if you wear a tampon or a pad or you're wearing period underwear, then you can soak that into the water that you're going to be using to water your plants and squeeze out the blood into the water. Blood directly from your menstrual cup is definitely best, but this will also work for this particular purpose. The second way is probably going to freak some of you out, but trust me, it is actually not that scary. A face mask. With active regenerative stem cells, life-nurturing nutrients, and rich minerals, the benefits and ingredients of a period mask could easily be put on the back of a $50 face mask. Well, guess what? Your body produces this for you every month for free, and it's amazing for smooth, young-looking skin. To do a period mask, simply prepare by either putting on a shirt that you don't mind getting messy or just be bare. Wash your face, wash your hands, make sure that there are no other contaminants in the way, just like you would do any other face mask. Now for this one, you do want to collect from the source in a menstrual cup, not from a tampon or a pad. The blood is just not going to have the same consistency otherwise. So you take the blood from your menstrual cup and put it into its own little container. I have a dedicated jar for my menstrual blood. The fresher the blood, the better. Like super fresh. And using clean fingers, you just apply it to your face like you would, again, any other mask, avoiding getting too close to your eyes or your mouth. Now, because it's pretty liquidy, only a thin layer will stay on, so you may need to do multiple layers as one begins to dry just a little bit. I only do like 2 to 3 layers. It does dry quicker than a clay mask, but you can still leave it on for about 15 to 20 minutes or until it feels right for you. Then you wash it off with a washcloth or something that you don't mind having a little bit stained perhaps. Kind of like you would do with, say, a charcoal mask. Pat your skin dry and you're done. Once a month is great for that. The third creative use for your menstrual blood is to use it in paintings or other art. Depending on how much you can collect and what consistency it is, you may be able to do like quite the painting, quite the elaborate fancy painting. And if you're an artist, you can mix this into your other elements and things that you use in your art. When you incorporate your own menstrual blood into something that you see every day, it is such a powerful reminder of your feminine strength and power and divinity. Here's my most recent one, a painted sand dollar. The fourth way is to incorporate it into your witchy rituals. Period blood is a really powerful addition to your spells or your witchcraft practice if you have one, such as for protection spells, adding some to a small jar with some nails and other sharp things that could potentially hurt you, casting your protection spell and then burying it in your yard. Or it can be used in prosperity spells, and you can also drink your fresh menstrual blood, like in a small cup of wine, as a part of your full moon or new moon rituals to make your spells even more powerful. Which brings me to my fifth and final and perhaps most surprising use for menstrual blood. You can drink it. Yeah, you actually can. It's not gonna kill you. Spiritually and energetically, drinking your own menstrual blood is said to awaken your spiritual centers and intuition, helping you connect with nature, your divine femininity, and your natural body rhythms in a whole other way. And also, the stem cell thing, remember? In fact, science is now proving the power of menstrual blood in stem cell research. For example, it's been scientifically found to be a valuable choice in cell-based therapies, especially in the repair of skin lesions. Now, if you're gonna drink your blood, it's definitely recommended that you get it, again, fresh from the source. Get it directly from your menstrual cup, avoiding any fluids or other substances or things from tampons, for example, so that the blood is as clean as possible. You put just a little bit of the most liquidy part of it into a small wine glass or a cup, along with some wine or any other drink that will help kind of mask its metallic taste. However, drinking your menstrual blood is not recommended if your blood is really thick and clotty. More so if it's running thin and mostly clear of those big clots. It's natural to have clots, everyone has some clotting. And actually this brings me to another point, that if you actually look at your menstrual blood, which menstrual cups are really helpful for being able to do that because everything's not absorbed directly into a pad, you get to see the consistency of your blood and how healthy everything is operating in there. How your body menstruates, how you feel during your period is a great indication of where you've been emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically in the previous month. So, side note, so did any of these kind of freak you out or make you go, ah? If they did, look, I totally get it. I was the same way. I was like, I put it where? What the fuck? Like, I was disgusted, but the more that I have embraced my womb and my femininity and how the way that our bodies as women work, reflecting the greater cosmos that we live in, it's such a beautiful thing. And it took me some time to work through the yuck factor of being disgusted by my own menstrual blood. Living womb empowered is a whole other level of embracing our femininity and this connection between mind, body, and spirit. So I hope that you got something valuable out of this video. Are you gonna try any of these unusual ways to use your menstrual blood? If you do, comment below, let me know what your experience was like. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for more. In the meantime, here's to your unleashing for a pussy-powered life.